Hello, hello, and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Twin Flame reading for May, June 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and a Virgo sun sign. Ready to read for you. It's been a busy day here at the home office, up at 7 a.m. doing those daily reads and then the live streams, and you're my first recorded video of the day. So let's get down to it. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment in the comment section below, because I do like the feedback. And some of you are just wonderful with the comments. I really greatly do appreciate it. Touches my heart. I'm living on my own here in seclusion, sequestering in my own domain with my 3 kitty cats who are delightful. Sebastian, Balthazar, and Melchior keeping me company. Our little coven of 4, we are doing just fine. But your comments, your likes, your subscribes really do perk me up a bit as a Virgo that I am, serving as best that I can in the current situations. That being said, let's really get down to business here. This is a general reading, right? Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs. I'm keeping these readings relatively short because upload times are still ridiculous, with everybody being on the internet 24/7, 365. So I'm trying to get things out for the evening, like 7 p.m. The first post, 7:30, 8:30, and once I get my scheduled readings done for today, I don't know if you heard the tic-tac of little kitty cat nails on the floor as they ran across the floor. Once I get my scheduled readings done for today, I am going to go pull some more prayer and meditation vids from my back catalog from Vimeo, so that you guys can help each other get through all of this. We'll all help each other get through this with some clarity, some guidance, some grace, some prayer, some meditation. Cool. This is a twin flame contract read we're doing here. Twin flames are teaching relationships. They teach you how to love yourself. They teach you how to set boundaries. They teach you how to care for yourself. They can be turbulent. They can be traumatic. Doesn't mean you don't love each other. My dad and I were twin flame contract, God rest his soul, but he was never going to be at peace with having a gay son. It just wasn't part of his generation. I was born in 68. Do the math. He was older, obviously, than my father. So it didn't mean we didn't love each other, but also meant that he was never going to give me the acceptance that I got from my mom, a soulmate contract, which also, of course, indicates that you have more than one twin flame or soulmate, a contract of many, and nor are they all sexual romantic. So regardless of the form of this twin flame contract, we are going to be looking at party number 1. We're going to call them the divine feminine. We're going to call the other the divine masculine. Has nothing to do with bodily gender, just energetic dynamic. You get to pick. Again, feel what resonates, which one you are, so that you can learn what you need to learn from this twin flame contract in your life for May, June 2020. Cool? If you'll focus on your breath, I will focus on my breath. I'll get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, not just through the draw of the cards, but through the clairvoyant, empathic info that comes in. If you're doing the same on your end, it'll be much easier for you to be in the present moment, feel what resonates, leave what doesn't. Here we go. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. Just 2 cards, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine. All the decks that I read are in the description box, all the way at the bottom of the description box. Go have a look. There's some cool links down there as well. All right, let's do this. Breathe. One more. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, 1 card for the divine feminine and 1 card for the divine masculine in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020. Please, 1 for the divine feminine. Just pop it in my hand, please. Thank you. There's 1. And 1 for the divine masculine, same deal. All right, we're off to the races. Let's see who our happy couple is. Ooh, this is an interesting combo. We've got the divine feminine Avenger archetype, of which I know several, and we've got the divine masculine goddess archetype. Keep in mind, not about bodily gender, it's about energetic dynamic, more yin more yang, right? But we all have the balance of both. That's why seeing a goddess archetype, which is the feminine family of archetype, in the masculine position might cross some wires for people. But remember, we're not talking about physical body gender, right? Let me read you the shadow and the light of both, because the shadow, though may be tricky and triggery, is the stuff that you are learning to heal usually in the twin flame contract. The shadow attribute of the Avenger, which is the action family of archetypes, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. You know, burning down the house because someone did you wrong, regardless of situation, right? That's just not great. Resorting to violence in the name of a cause, even if it's for a greater cause than yourself, that's still a little shady. That's a lot of shady. The light attribute, though, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself, right? The Avenger. Now, that's the thing. A lot of our superheroes are Avengers. We even have a team of them, you might have heard of them, called the Avengers. But certainly they exist in the real world as well. You know, you don't have to be wearing a cape and a mask, right, to have that Avenger archetype. A lot of social justicers have that, right? The divine masculine goddess archetype here, the shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. The light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Now, you saw how I drew the cards. This one definitely came out second. Would totally make more sense in the divine feminine side of the contract, but remember, this would then be in some way extroverted, right? The divine masculine tends to be more yang, more creative, right? But in a way that in the shadow might exploit their female form, or at least their feminine energy. But the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality, that could be very overt. That could be very external. Just to clarify that a bit. Now, if you're still not sure, because, you know, maybe you're an avenging goddess, right? Or you really can identify that way. We're going to take 5 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to clarify that divine feminine, and we're going to take 5 cards from the Mythic Tarot to clarify that divine masculine, and a little thing we call the element spread. Been reading this since I was a teenager. It's a really good spread. Take a nice deep breath. My goddesses, please, 5 cards, element spread for this divine feminine Avenger archetype in this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. There we go, for May 2020, please. Element of fire, can you please tell me what she doth desire? Okay. Can you please give me the element of earth, what it is that, no, that's too many. Please, 1 card. Element of earth, what does she have to help her get what she wants? Thank you, that's much better. The element of air, what is it that she is thinking? Top of the deck, okay. Element of water, what is she feeling? That came much quicker. And please, element of spirit, what is the voice of the soul? What's her soul got to say about that? Because that's the one that agreed to the contract. So element of fire, what she desires is the Amazon, which does make quite a bit of sense here for the Avenger archetype. Wants to take the reins, wants to balance the scales, right? The light horse and the dark horse, moving it forward, taking charge, taking action, motivation rather than inspiration, making things happen. And remember, the Avenger is a member of the action family of archetypes, so that totally makes sense. What does she have to get her that? Interesting, the trickster archetype. So maybe she's used to being a little covert about things. Maybe she's, well, it is a divine feminine archetype. Maybe she doesn't like necessarily pick it, right? Maybe she goes about doing her avenging thing, a little cloak and dagger, as it were. Covert doesn't always mean toxic. I mean, yes, covert activity is stuff you want to keep hidden from the human eye. But that doesn't mean you can't right the scales of justice in ways that are covert without honor, right? You can be honorable and kind of do it on the down low. You know, for example, I'll do this in a different context. Like, I'm balancing the scales of justice by like silently donating stuff, although that's really more of the philanthropist archetype, but you get the idea. There are ways of making things right. So the thing is really her first two cards down here, and please pardon the her and him, I need to keep the pronouns straight in my head to keep sane in this. This might be, if this is the Virgo, like if you're the Virgo watching this, you've got two major arcana cards, arcana cards down. You've got the Chariot and really half of the Devil card. This deck splits the Devil card into two, this and Oppression. So perhaps you have learned some tricky lessons, or perhaps are teaching some tricky lessons here in this twin flame thing here. Maybe not putting all of your cards on the table, maybe trying to make an escape, right? Maybe really looking at the situation you're in. And by the way, I'm completely aware of the situation we are in on planet Earth. How can we not? I'm just avoiding the topic for YouTube reasons. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe you do really want to get out of town, get out of Dodge, move on from this relationship, but are doing it in a way that's a little tricky, a little sneaky. In order to balance the scales of justice, particularly if you are in a twin flame contract whose expiration date has come and gone. What it is that she's thinking, your third major arcana card. The card of surrender and sacrifice, the Hanged Man in this case, obviously the Hanged Woman, but in this deck it's called reversal, right? Seeing things, hanging yourself voluntarily upside down to look at it differently. That maybe this time of hanging out, you have surrender. I mean, because what else are we going to do? The world has been turned upside down, so maybe you, along with it, have begun to see things in a different way, perhaps more clearly than before. Remember, this is the mental position, the element of air. So your mind may have changed 180 degrees. I love when people say, oh, my mind changed 360 degrees. I'm like, that would mean it came back right where it was originally. I mean 180. Well, interesting. The Field of Water, the emotional card here, we've got the Six of Pentacles, success. So you're really feeling like your success. You're feeling like, I can do this. I can pull this off. And that is the vibe that I got here with this Avenger archetype here with the coyote. It's like, you're good at this. Element of earth in the element spread is usually something that you really have. That's something solid and stable. Maybe not something always so very physical like the element of earth would indicate, but here with an element of earth in your water position, definitely saying that you have that sense, that strength, that confidence. But what I love about this card is that it's success under handicap, right? Like a Special Olympics race. So that thing of you're biding your time perhaps, but baby, you're ready to go. Elastica. What's the voice of the spirit here? Your fourth major arcana card. The spirit card, the voice of the soul, is the card of the lovers. That there is definitely a love romance thing, but there is going to be a hard decision made. The card of the lovers always talks about a hard decision for you to move towards love. Now, there's no indication here that this is romantic sexual, except for this card. And why else would you need to be sneaky, right? Particularly if you're trying to find success after seeing things from a new perspective. And really, the Chariot, like, I want to get out of here. It's time to move. It's time to move on. That card of the Chariot is always about movement. And always you see the sign of the moon indicated, usually depending on the artist, in this major arcana card. So it is something pulling you forward. You are being motivated. Inspiration and motivation, not exactly the same thing. Inspiration is the carrot, motivation is the stick. I'm feeling more motivation, like I gotta get out of here, something pushing from behind. But this can indicate the soul saying, you've got to love yourself, right? You've got to do it. You've got to make a life-changing decision here about love. And maybe it's about another love affair. Maybe there is somebody else that you are calling to, that once it is safe to do so, you will extricate yourself from the situation, or at least you want to. But I think what I'm feeling there is it's really more about you loving yourself and honoring yourself and respecting yourself and acknowledging what you're going through, and feeling here that it feels like this is done. Right? Stick a fork in it, it's done, for you at least. Let's see what's going on here with the divine masculine goddess archetype. Nice deep breath, please. As we ask the gods, the divine masculine forces through the mythic tarot, my gods, please. 5 cards, element spread for this divine masculine goddess archetype in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020, please. Can you please give me element of fire? What is it that he desires? I know it's a little weird saying he with goddess, but remember, we're not talking bodily gender. Element of earth, what does he have to help him get that? Let's put that there. Element of air, what is he thinking? Thank you. Element of water. Ooh, that one was almost in my hand. Element of water, what is he feeling? There we go. And element of spirit, what is the voice of the soul? Because the soul is the divine eternal part that agreed to the contract. So it always has a more loving, sometimes positive, sometimes it's done, sweetheart kind of vibe. Let's see if these two are in agreement. What does he want? He wants the Wheel of Fortune, right? This is a timing thing. This is a fate and destiny thing. It's like, can we get on with this already? He wants his higher destiny. Or at least he wants to survive his fate in this situation. You know, the difference between fate and destiny is awareness, right? Are you suffering your fate or are you manifesting your destiny? It involves your participation. But I cannot get away from the feeling of the divine plan here. So whether or not this divine masculine, it is the goddess archetype, right? So has maybe this deeper feeling, even though it is a divine masculine part of the contract here, that it's like, I'm feeling something. A change is coming and it's fated, it's written, it's time, right? The Wheel of Fortune is always about time for me. What has he got to make that happen? The Lovers card. You both have the Lovers, right? So let's put these together. You both have the Lovers. But it, being that the divine masculine has this card in the earth position, is ready, is making this decision. Now, remember, like I said, the Lovers card is always about a decision, but since you both have it, this might be a decision that you are both aware of, but maybe have not communicated to each other. And again, 2 major arcana cards here, 4 major arcana cards here. This is divine plan stuff, right? So far, we only have 1 minor arcana card on the table out of 7. Let's keep going. What's he thinking? What's his element of air? 3 of Cups. Now, 3 of Cups is not really very much a romantic card so much as the 2 of Cups is. It is more about friendship. It's about celebrations, but it's only a 3. Like, it's a stable thing. Is really maybe thinking, can we just be friends, right? There are emotions here. Like I said, twin flames doesn't mean you have to hate each other. I mean, there's love there, but maybe that love has cooled down a little bit. That it's not so much that, it's more platonic than erotic. There are different... there was this great commercial, and I forget who it is, but it's like, the Greeks have 18,000 words for love, or something like that. Agape is love in action. Well, agape is universal love, too, translation. But, you know, then you also have Eros, the god of love, who's actually in this card, the original Greek god of love, who became Cupid to the Romans, bows and arrows and all of that. And this is the wedding of Eros and Psyche, but she had not seen his face, even though she married him, right? So there were pieces of this relationship you didn't see, and I'm just not getting the romantic vibe here. I'm getting like, let's do this. I was thinking about this. It's like, you're really more of a brother or a sister to me, right? It's like and sometimes that is the best way, is just to acknowledge that. I have this spell. I don't know where it is, because I don't need to find it to do it, to read it to do it. It's called Turning a Lover into a Brother. I'm gay, if you didn't know. You didn't know that already. Check your gaydar, check the battery. Then there's definitely thing on the mind here of saying, yeah, but I want to be friends. And it will be a transition for sure, but definitely on his mind. And again, we're looking at the feminine experience through wisdom, right? Wanting to move on, perhaps, waiting for that wheel of fortune to turn. Ding, time to go. They're saying get to the water card here, yeah. And the Page of Pentacles here in the position of water, really feeling a new beginning here too. So while the Divine Feminine is definitely feeling that Six of Pentacles success, that emotional success, that I can do this successfully, and wants to move on, the Divine Masculine, interestingly enough, is taking almost more of a passive role here, sort of waiting for the clock to run out on this one, but is definitely feeling a new beginning, not like the Ace of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is, and particularly in the water position, is like an intuitive hit, right? An intuitive hit of, no, there is something better for me. I am being called forward to something, because pages are messengers for sure. But of the four court cards, particularly in the Mythic Tarot, it is the immature element. So the immature element of Earth here, and that doesn't mean childish, like immature, but like a seed, right, that hasn't even been planted. It's not a tree yet. It's still in its immature phases. So may not know exactly what to do or feel exactly the whole thing, but is definitely thinking about, can we do this in a way that's kind and gentle and balanced, right? So that we can both have a healthy new beginning. I am getting this as romantic sexual. And what is the voice of the soul for the Divine Masculine here is the card of the Star. To not give up hope, right? So here's my take on this. The Divine Masculine is definitely having some, because we've got that goddess archetype here. So there's definitely an intuitive function. And remember, none of us are 100% Divine Masculine or 100% Divine Feminine. And really, depending on who you are in the relationship, that can shift, right? It's like some people balance us in a different way. But it feels like here, the Divine Masculine is really sort of feeling that time is up. I want my next step. Let's do the next step. I don't know what that is, but I feel that there's something in potentia, which is a lovely phrase there. And the soul is saying, have hope. Have hope. The star, follow your star. Keep going. Keep going. This is the right thing. I do feel like this can be done amicably, but the Divine Feminine's doing a sneaky, and I do have a feeling with that Lover's card, this Avenger does have somebody else in mind, that it's not just a decision to leave. Hopefully it's a decision of loving the self. I have to be true to myself, but that might be being pulled towards someone in particular. Where this Divine Masculine, maybe not so much, but knows there's something better. You know, there's got to be something better than this. Little sweet charity for you there. Let's ask the Ascended Master's last card down. Like I said, only 13 cards. A Healing Mantra deck card from Matt Kahn. One side of the card is the mantra itself. The other side of the card, the name of the mantra. I will use the name of the mantra to look it up in Ye Old Bookie book, because there's a paragraph or so of info in there that I find very helpful, and I hope you do too. Nice deep breath. As we ask the Ascended Masters, please, my Ascended Masters, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this twin flame contract, this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020. What is their perfect healing mantra, regardless of which one is watching this? There we go. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. Let me show you both sides of that. Embodying my soul. I have the right to be excited. You do have the right to be excited. Either one of these have the right to be excited. I could feel the dampener on that being, oh, I'm going to have to break up with this person or move on from this person. And honestly, you know, you often hear me say in the readings, oh, there's no indication here that this is a romantic sexual contract. There is. You've both got the Lover's card there. And yes, the Lover's card does not always mean, oh, I opened right to the page for Embodying the Soul. Doesn't always mean lovers, but yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. And if it's not, that's not your situation. If there's a way to interpret that for you, have at it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Embodying my soul, I have a right to be excited. When your soul is embodied, you are grateful to be alive. You are aware of life as a precious opportunity to experience the frequency of your own light through the unique attributes, characteristics, and senses of a person. As your soul becomes embodied, you are elated to be a part of life's cosmic play, no matter how bad things seem. See, that's my sense, is that it's not that this relationship is maybe overtly toxic, it's just you learned what you were supposed to learn here from each other, and it's time to move on. This mantra is ideal for developing courage. That might be what's needed here. Finding your inner voice, divine feminine, and feeling safe in your body. Let me pop up the picture. We'll see what else comes in the overview now that all cards are on the table, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic clap. We've got the divine feminine Avenger archetype here in the shadow, resorting to violence in the name of the cause. And I won't say she's resorting to violence, but she is resorting to a sneaky there with that coyote woman in the earth position. The light attribute, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And that's the thing, something's out of balance in this relationship. Maybe the sex life is gone, right? Maybe the physical intimacy here is just no bueno, right? It's just not there anymore. That it's become more platonic, and it feels like both of them want more, but maybe they were never really compatible that way in the beginning. And so, of course, the desire there is going to be the Amazon, right? The chariot, to grab the reins and charge forward into a new life. Wants that very much, but may very well be spinning wheels right now because of physical living situations if these two are living together. Or just, you can't get out of your house to meet people, just saying. And with that trickster card there to help you get that, I do understand that there has to be something covert here, probably not wanting to hurt the divine masculine's feelings here, but at the same time, there's going to have to be a conversation. Really just shouldn't leave without some communication, considering there really is love here. It's just not enough to give. Sometimes love just ain't enough. Great song. Because there we have in the mental, the element of air there, the card of reversal, the hangman. Really, this has been a self-sacrificing thing for this divine feminine, I'm feeling, for a while, and is really seeing that clearly because the world has changed so drastically, is seeing things very differently, particularly is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? The thing about the situation we are in right now, a lot of people are getting very, very, very clear on where they have compromised and what the soul wants for them and what they want for themselves, right? And with that Six of Pentacles in the water position, definitely feeling like a success. I can do this. I know I can do this. It's not going to be easy. There are handicaps along the way, but emotionally, even intuitively, this can be done, though it's not going to be easy. And the voice of the soul is giving you the card of the Lovers. They're saying decide. Not just choose, decide. Change your life for the better. Change your life for love. Jumping over to the divine masculine goddess archetype in the shadow, exploitation of the female nature and form, perhaps is using their feminine energy in a way that has been exploitive in the past to be deceptive and manipulative, which is the feminine energy in its shadow, right? It's not overt, it's covert. There seems to be a lot of covert stuff going on here with these two, but the light attribute, the feminine, expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So definitely has a lot to give still, that generosity of the divine feminine. And with that Wheel of Fortune in he desires, I have to keep that straight in my head. The Wheel of Fortune is feeling that there's more for me. There's more for me. This isn't all I'm going to do in this life. I want to move on to my next phase of life. The wheel is turning. And like I said, where we are on planet Earth right now with what's going on, a lot of us are feeling that. It's like a certain chapter of life has closed for all of us. And, not all of us can just pick up and move on. But again, I'm not feeling that this relationship is completely toxic, but there might be some codependent threads here that it's time for the Wheel of Fortune to snip some of those. And what does he have to help with that is the Lovers. Again, I think that there is love here, but I think that there is a life-changing decision that he wants to choose, decide for a better life, maybe another more compatible partner. And what really clinches this for me in this reading is that Three of Cups in the mental position, really seeing the other here, seeing this relationship in general mentally as more of a friendship, as brother, brother, sister, sister, brother, sister, whatever the gender mix is here. And fine, we be friends forever, but can we please do this nicely? Because with that Page of Pentacles, though may not have anyone in mind, is feeling that sense of potential. The Page of Pentacles is certainly a messenger, and that messenger is one of potential, one of a field that has not yet been planted, but nonetheless is fertile. Can you feel that? It's like there's so much more I can do. And with that goddess archetype, I totally feel that. And what is the voice of the soul there saying? The star. Follow your star. There is more for you. You're right on this one. Keep moving forward. Don't give up hope. The best is yet to come for you, Divine Masculine Goddess archetype, as you can both embody the soul. I have a right to be excited, and you do have a right to be excited. Feeling that a bit more in the Divine Feminine here, kind of spinning their wheels with that Six of Pentacles and spinning their wheels with that Chariot card there, wanting to move forward, and here even spinning the wheels here with the Wheel of Fortune, but for the Divine Masculine, more willing to take the risk, which can be very exciting, and definitely both of you have a right to be excited. So I would work that mantra silently because it feels like there's a lot of silence, or at least non-sharing going on here in this twin flame contract. So you might as well work that mantra to embody your soul and move forward. So there we have it, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. The best thing about being single right now as a Virgo is I know this ain't about me, so I'm cool with that. I'm okay with this for myself, but I understand the trickiness of this. So let me give you a blessing. May the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contracts, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may evolve, that they may move on to that which is better and more suited for them, that they may fulfill their destinies by alchemizing the lead of their fate into their gold of destiny, that they can embody their souls because they have a right to be excited and to live the lives they were destined to live for the well-being of all. May they be so blessed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching my Virgs, Virgo Power. Please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. I am putting out content every single day, pretty much. And wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Feel like if you want to comment, you certainly can. I would like to know how this is playing out for some of you. Otherwise, wishing you hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.